Vito always saw himself as a strong, dominant, and passionate man. From the outside, he was charismatic and attractive, the kind of guy who could win over any woman's heart. Over his lifetime, he married 3 times. Each time, it seemed like true love had finally come his way. Julia, Isabella, and Maria, 3 women who believed in him and gave themselves to him completely. They were beautiful and different, but to Vito, each was his whole world. But behind every smile, there was a shadow of fear, pain, and horror that Vito himself brought into their lives. Because Vito's love wasn't just passionate, was a dirty, dark, destructive force that crushed everything in its path. His first wife, Julia, was gentle and dreamy. They met in the narrow streets of New York City, surrounded by a romantic vibe. Her eyes sparkled with hope, and her heart beat with love. At first, Vito was everything she dreamed, of holding her hand, whispering sweet words, promising forever. But the fairy tale didn't last. Jealousy began eating away at him from the inside. He started noticing the smallest details. He once ignored texts on Julia's phone, messages from an ex. One day, coming home early, Vito caught her texting that ex. It was an innocent message, but to Vito, it was betrayal. He exploded like never before. His hands became weapons of pain. Vito beat Julia with all the strength he could muster. His fists rained down on her cheeks, shoulders, arms. She spared no strength. Julia screamed and cried, unable to believe the man she loved had turned into a monster. She lay broken on the cold floor, battered physically and emotionally. Those blows left not only bruises on her body but wounds in her soul that would never heal. Next was Isabella, proud and strong woman who thought she could handle Vito, tame his rage. But even she couldn't withstand his fury. When Vito saw messages from a male coworker on her phone, his anger erupted like a volcano. He met her returning home, eyes burning with rage. "How could you?" he shouted, grabbing her wrist and starting to strike. His blows battered her face, chest, and arms. Isabella wept and prayed for it to end, but Vito wouldn't stop. He hit her so hard her body was covered in bruises and cuts. She felt every punch shatter her, not only physically but inside as well. When he finally left the room, she collapsed on the floor, broken and defeated. Maria was Vito's last hope, the final woman who believed he could change. She loved him sincerely and tried to save their marriage, but even her honesty and openness couldn't tame Vito's rage. When she admitted to being close with another man at work, Vito lost his mind. His eyes darkened, his anger uncontrollable. He lunged at her, pounding his fists into her chest, back, and arms. Maria fell to the floor with every hit, but he kept striking. This wasn't just violence. It was unimaginable cruelty filled with pain and despair. Gathering her last strength, Maria fled to save her life. After 3 marriages and 3 horrific tragedies, Vito was left alone with his pain and darkness. His rage and brutality destroyed everything that could have been happiness. This story is a harsh reminder of how jealousy and betrayal can turn love into hell, and that no one deserves to live in fear and violence.